Hi, welcome to All Four Queens. Now, I'm hoping the camera will last out for this session because one or two things I want to talk about is regret and remorse. And before I do, hope everyone's doing well and you're all looking forward to the weekend that is coming up. I think in a week we've got a bank holiday, so looking forward to that. So I'm going to do tarot today, but I'm going to show you the cards. Ignore the cards because obviously they are well used because these are one of my favourite ones. But so this one, if you look at his face, no, I don't want the cup. I've got all those cups, but then he's looking at all the other cups down there. And then this one, he's not happy. All those have fallen, but there's two sitting behind. Now the question is, what's the difference between regret and remorse for yourself? So for me, regret focuses more on the personal loss or the missed opportunity, but the person who's in regret, are they more in regret because whatever they've done has come to light, or are they in regret for the injury that they've caused? So if you remember in the previous one, I did put a link in for Hans Willman in terms of karma. When people are in regret, they may say sorry, but is the sorry felt, or is it just a word that they're going to use to be able to pacify the fact that maybe they got caught? Now the difference, remorse, is it involves the awareness and the deep feelings. So if you remember when I posted on the other one, karma, and what the person feels, the person in remorse actually acknowledges the pain and the harm that they have caused others. They actually feel it, and it's that thing, isn't it? Feel it to heal it. And when they've actually gone through the actual pain and suffering in remorse is when they will actually give a heartfelt apology. And it will be, and we all know, power of discernment, whether there's an apology that's just a superficial apology or apology that is actually heartfelt. Now we also know there are some people in this world, unfortunately, that don't have emotions, that don't have compassion and don't have empathy. So when they go about doing things, they don't recognise the pain that they're causing. Only when something goes wrong for them do they actually look at themselves as to their loss, but not the loss of others. So remorse is about the deep sorrow. So what does that mean? There's also projection. Projection is where somebody spins a narrative, and on the previous one I talk about people smear campaigns and stuff. They'll spin a narrative around a person, people, places or things, and they'll talk about that person and they'll project who they are against something else. So why do they do that? Now, I'm no doctor, so I'm just taking it from my own years of experience and knowledge. But one of the things that I will say is projection sometimes comes from ego. It can be a defence mechanism and a coping strategy for somebody who has anxiety. But with that, my question spiritually would be that as much as some people don't like to go within, to project on somebody else your pain and suffering is only just then putting pain and suffering on somebody else. So hurt people, don't they? So people do project their, and I would say probably insecurities, but I would also say it's a fear. But the question there is, what is the fear? Fear of what? Fear of somebody else And I'll use YouTube, fear of somebody else being on a platform because you're on a platform. The world, the universe is abundant. It shouldn't be about anybody else but yourself. But to project on somebody else says that you have something that you need to look at within. From my perspective anyway. So there's two things there that I just wanted to sort of put out there. And then on the other one, understanding South Node and North Node. Now, we've all lived in the South Node. You know, that's the lessons, isn't it? The North Node is about recognising the lessons and not repeating them. So, but I'll do a separate one on that because obviously, you know, and I'm not saying that any of us are perfect. We're all learning. Life is a lesson, but it's also the blessings that come with it. And the blessings are not always big blessings. Some of them are small blessings. And I'll give you an example. In the previous one, I said I go and find out myself information. I don't take on what other people are telling me. If there's something there that I think I need to just look at a little bit deeper, I will. So, my blessings. Got a Holy Bible because mine was tiny and really small. And then I went to the garage the other day and I wanted to understand a bit about what's going on in terms of the Quran, because obviously my faith, I'm open to understanding other faiths. And what I've found in some of the research that I've done, I mean, go and check it out yourself, is that faith is all faiths are about love first and foremost. They're not about conflict and chaos and, you know, whose religion is right and whose religion is wrong. It's about love and humanity and peace. So I can't remember the gentleman's name, and I will say thank you, but another blessing, large or small, I said I wanted to read the Quran just to get a better understanding of it, and he kindly said, do you want an English version? And I said, I'd love an English version. And he said, I've got one, I'll go get you one. So he gave me a copy of the glorious Quran, which is what, sorry, I was covering my face then, which is what I'm now reading as well, in line with the Bible. So I'm open to understanding why there is so much out there, division. I don't believe we need to be divided. I don't. And I don't believe that religion is the root of all evil. It depends on the intention that's been set and what it's about. And for me, and I'm going to say this, religion isn't about saying that you believe in God and then going off conjuring all sorts of things behind the scenes and paying people to do things. And like I said before, if you do operate in the dark, you know, just be honest about it so that people know what they're dealing with. You know, don't put a label of God on it and put some sort of narrative around it. But then don't go out and attack people because you think that's the way to behave. Go validate. Get your facts. And then once you've done that, take stock. Because maybe what you've been taught isn't right. And I said in the very early one, I was brought up a Catholic, but it didn't sit well with me because the way that I was taught. Now that's not saying that Catholics are wrong, it's just that the way that I was taught as a 5-year-old was a fear rather than a love. And I'm sure that moving forward into this era, it's taught differently. But I've chosen more to stay on the path with spirituality because I'm open to other things, obviously, that are of the light and that still represent God, but I'm still open. I'm not going to put a label on what my faith is because I don't believe that's right for me. But I am spiritual, and we're all spiritual. But I do want to understand and respect other faiths. But from my findings, it's not about hate, it's not about greed, it's not about pulling someone down to get up. It's about love, first and foremost. And that's my finding. So I would, I encourage you to do the same. You know, don't listen to what you're being fed. Find it out for yourself and use your own discernment. And another thing as well, what I will say is, I learnt to meditate with Buddhists. They were my best teachers because I understood how to meditate with them. So again, you know, I'm not saying don't box yourself in, by all means, you know, do what you feel is right for you. But I didn't want to be boxed in, and by not being boxed in, I obviously broke a mould, and therefore I was a target for attack because I didn't follow a narrative that somebody else had decided that was my narrative. Well, we're all here on our own journey. We come in the world on our own, and we go out on our own, unless you're a twin, obviously, but that doesn't mean you go together. So yeah, so all I want to say is use your own discernment and use your own intuition, and validate the facts, and have respect for all the other things. Like I said in the previous one, I respect everyone's view and I respect everyone's religion. I might agree with it, I might not agree with it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to come and attack you for it. You believe what you want to believe. But like the people that operate in the dark in their little societies and create all these things because they've got the resources to do it, just show yourselves and stand for what you believe in. Don't do it in the dark. That's all I ask. So that we're all clear on who's who and who does what and where. So again, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much. And like, subscribe, share, whatever. I hope it goes somewhere. But, you know, I'm not on here to sort of get lots of... It'd be nice, but I'm here to share what I've been asked to share. So, you know, you do what you want to do. But love you lots. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.